Hi everyone, this is a quick middle of the week lecture video. I'll be trying to post these weekly to update you all on activities, to give feedback on general questions I'm receiving via email, and also to clarify some ideas, some issues that may come up as the semester progresses. This will also help give the class more of a traditional lecture feel where you would come to class and listen to me babble for a while. So now you get to listen to me babble online actually in these videos. Hopefully you'll find these helpful. So a few things just in case the first two videos you watched didn't make it clear. I really do need you to get this edition of Writing Matters so you can sign up for Connect. Now this says a special edition for Lamar State College. I'd prefer that you have this edition, but I found out recently that our bookstore is out of copies of this, so you may need to order it via Amazon. Now there is a workaround. Since you're an online student, this actually will work for you. You can use the registration sheet that I have loaded. It's the fifth item down on our class, I believe. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's after the introduction activity. Yeah, English 1301 Connect registration. You can use that registration sheet to go ahead and register for the class that way, and what you'll get is a ebook version of the textbook, and you can just pay $50 once, and then you don't have to buy the book actually, because you'll have the e-version of that book. So I'll do a quick tutorial flash video with that after this to upload for you. The other thing is this book is not out. They do have enough copies of this book, so be sure you get this. And yes, it has to be the 6th edition because they have changed chapter titles, they have changed readings, and so what I am working off of is the 6th edition. So it's important that we're all working off the same text. You'll have to forgive me. I'm actually looking at your class now as I'm doing this video to make sure that my information's up to date. So before this week is out, you need to make sure that you have viewed the syllabus, both syllabi. There's actually a general course syllabi which is similar across all the English 1301 classes, and then there's a more specific one that includes our reading schedule. That one's only 2-3 pages. There's also a rubric on here so you can see how you will be graded per essay. There's some tutorial videos on saving an assignment in DocX format, setting up Microsoft Word, submitting to a Dropbox, and then there's the introduction interview activity. And I see some of you have already gotten started on this, which thank you for doing that. What I would like you to do with this activity is to select one of the sets of questions that a peer has posted and answer those questions about yourself, and then by doing so you're going to create a conversation with this peer online where essentially you'll be interviewing each other, or you know, if you post for one student, that student will you'll be interviewing that student who responds to your questions and getting information about them, and then you'll need to write just like a diagnostic essay. Now this diagnostic essay is not a very strict essay. The idea is that I want to see kind of where you are right now. So this is just a participation grade. You're not going to be rubric graded for it. You'll get like 10 points toward your final grade. This also lets me know that you know how to submit to a Dropbox, which is very important since your essays will be graded online. Everything will be done online. You need to master that skill. It's not a very difficult skill. If you use Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, anything that you have to upload files on, you should be able to figure it out. But that's the whole point of that assignment, is that you practice writing, see where you are, you get to know your peers, and that you get that uploaded ASAP. And that's due by the 31st at 11:59 p.m. I actually pushed that date up. Make sure you get registered for Connect before September 1st, very important, and then get started over there working on those quizzes. And then it's absolutely important that you complete that syllabus and basics quiz for the course. The quiz reviews all the syllabi, the rubric, some key material that you need to know. It's not a very difficult quiz at all, but I want to make sure that you do this. And to me, the quiz is confirmation that you understand the policies and procedures of this course. You know, online courses aren't really harder than face-to-face courses. The reason they seem more difficult is because you don't have that face-to-face required time where you have to meet with a teacher and your peers. And so everything's on you in a lot of ways, and that sometimes can become challenging. It's real tempting to procrastinate in these classes. It's real easy to put off work until the last minute, and then the next thing you know, you have 20 quizzes to do, 3 essays to do, and you're pulling your hair out because you got 3 other classes, kids, and a full-time job. And I know many of you are taking online classes because your schedule doesn't permit you to be here during the regular day. So the syllabus shows me that you understand all of that, that you understand the policies, understand exactly what I expect out of you. Then you need to move down and take the plagiarism quiz. That's pretty easy after watching that video. That video is kind of painful, but it makes its point. And then there's some quizzes on the reading, both Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 through 4 of the textbook. So read those. That's sort of introduction to college reading and writing, sort of general information. We won't go into too much depth with that. All of this is due by the end of, by the middle of next week. So about a week, not next week, by the middle of the September 9th or so. So you got about a week and a half. That should give you some time if you haven't quite gotten your books yet. I do that because I do realize the beginning of the semester is somewhat intense and there's a lot of stuff going on. So I want to make sure that you get there before we get started. Now, once you finish this module, the other modules should open up for you, and we're going to start an illustration and persuasion right away. So a lot of this is self-paced, but some things you need to slow down a little bit on and wait until we get there if I post a lecture video, because I'm going to have some more specific information to give you in lecture videos. And other things you can go ahead and do right away. But for the most part, you need to work in order on these modules to make sure that you do everything appropriately. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Again, I typically don't answer emails after 5 p.m. at night. Every now and then I might, but don't expect it until an answer until about 8 a.m. the next day. And then over the weekends I typically don't, because that's when I'm grading and catching up on planning and that sort of thing. But sometimes I will if I catch it in my work. So just don't count on it. I'll get to you Monday morning. So try not to procrastinate on communication or questions. As soon as something comes up, send me an email and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Again, I hope you're enjoying the class. I know there's a lot that you're hit with at the beginning of the semester. Understand this is all set up, and if you actually look at the modules and the items in each module, it gets less and less and less. So you'll notice that as we progress, things get simpler and simpler. I may add a few things, but it will be videos like this most likely. So I look forward to hearing from you. I'm enjoying reading the information on the introduction discussion board. And again, I hope you're enjoying the class. So keep reading, keep writing, and email me your questions.